Yo, Abusia, today we are going to have a different conversation, a great one at that matter. There are a lot of things we hear. There are a lot of things we see that we don't actually understand. I am asking about time. If I tell you there was no sun, if I tell you there was no light, if I tell you there was no day, if I tell you there was no gender, how would you even feel? Yes, and in the Bible and all the mystery books, we hear people were 350 years, people were this age. When you break it all the way down to our modern time, our ancestors were having 180, 200, 300 years before death. So let me ask you, was time already there? If time was already there, when a time started say a year Juma in the first place? The time that our ancestors were experiencing, is it the same time we are also experiencing, or something has changed? These are questions we need to understand, because our ancestors were having 150. We are now 74. The Bible itself has said that 72 years. So if you go beyond that, then that is the grace. And in the same Bible, we have the Methuselahs who were having years. So we are asking, was there time? Has time changed? The time our ancestors were experiencing, is it the same time that we are also experiencing? These are some of the things we are going to expose. Today, I want you to know the platform and what you are confronting if you decide to watch this platform. I've told you, it is not for trends. It is not anything anybody is doing when it comes to spirituality. This platform is a bit of you sitting here just for you to experience. It is just here to connect with you, to activate a particular something you have lost. Mankind has lost divinity. And after losing divinity, mankind has also lost something great on earth that even they themselves don't want to admit that they have lost something. There is this thing we say that Leviathan dwells in the ocean or dwells in the sea. And when you break that thing down, you come and know that Maame water also dwells in the sea. Part of her, according to mythology, is a snake. And one of our brothers will explain this and say that Maame water, that is Nufialaga. Just Maame has turned into a snake. So when you look at Leviathan and you look at Maame water and you look at Levites that are supposed to be priests, what are they actually communicating? Listen, there are two great animals you can never talk about spirituality without mentioning them. If you will compare yourself with any animal when it comes to spirituality, these two is what you should try to become. That is the dragon and the phoenix. And when you talk of the phoenix, we have the phoenix and we have the grand phoenix. The moment you understand who is a grand phoenix and what is a grand phoenix, then you know what you are confronting is nothing strange, but something that you have lost, something that has become dormant in your life is what is sitting right here confronting you. So, when you watch the episode, you will be sleeping in between. And when you start sleeping in between, it can be 2 minutes, it can be 3 minutes, it can be 5 minutes, but you have a kind of dream. Some of you will say that you saw me. It is your higher self. Because at the moment you connect with the grand phoenix, your higher self has to knock off your body so that it can communicate with you. So you will have this experience. And you will see a lot of things in that short sleep. And that sleep is different. If we should open phone lines for people to say the experience, you will say, last week episode was what made me to sit back and said, let me open up a bit to my people so they know what they are confronting. When you are watching this platform, you are not watching Maame Grace. Listen to me. You are experiencing the grand phoenix. That is why I'm called the Grand Phoenix. I think one day I have to explain that too as well. We will get there. But I want you to understand that they are not more doing last week. Make our episode no. Ebi se omo experience no mo feel so omo yare. Ebi mo so omo feel say no omo ye lazy dabi. When you have experience with the Grand Phoenix, what it does is it raises your higher self. And at the moment your higher self goes up, your body becomes dormant. Intino obeda. so you can experience what you are watching. Try and watch if you sleep in between 2-5 times. Try and make sure you have watched the end. And when you have another time, rewatch again. You will get all the answers you don't understand. That is when you will understand that the platform is not here for trends. The platform is not here for advertisement. The platform is not here to do whatever whoever is doing. It is here as part and parcel of your own self. You just need to connect. It is here to activate you. So today you are going to experience the Grand Phoenix. Like I said, don't forget, we have the Grand Phoenix and we have the phoenix, and then the dragon. What are these things representing? The dragon foundation, I've given you a bit. You hear about the Levite priest. You hear about Leviathan. You hear about the Maame water. You hear about the oceans. What are the differences? What are these things representing? If you understand this, that is when you will stop. At a point where you point fingers at those in church, those at the shrine, those in the mosque. If you understand this, you know what to do and what to say. So today we are going to have a great conversation. We are going to talk about tales of the Grand Phoenix. And we are going to look at some names. Listen, your ancestors didn't say Archon. They didn't use the word Sabateos. They didn't use certain words. Does that mean your ancestors were not aware of these energies? Listen, Ebane say, ena asori ni tumi beka kire ye nananom say, ade omo som no eye bronsam. Obiye mbo sunsum, maka kire last week, obiye ni asasi so awabo sunsum. Inti asori ni yire ne ho, e breaki wo ancestors na systems down. Why was that? Listen, your ancestors had a system that was restricting these energies from operating. They had a system that locks them. They had keys that was locking them up, though they didn't draft it like the Gnostics did. But why were they breaking your systems down and calling them evil? These are things I want us to get into. These are things I want us to watch today. These are things I want to expose to you. So today you will know the platform very well and you will understand why I call myself the Grand Phoenix. When you understand that, you know where to place me and where not to place me. And mind you, this platform is actually not for everybody. It is for the true bloodlines. And if you are not even a true bloodline, you cannot sleep between the episodes because you will not connect, because you don't have what it takes to connect. Yes, we are more, we are bigger, and always we are educational platform. We are not for trends. I have said it and I have made it clear. The topic is what I've mentioned. We look at Sabateos, then we will look at the 7 Archon, and then we will look at the dragon versus the phoenix. I have explained this to you. We have the Phoenix and we have the Grand Phoenix. So today you will know why I am called the Grand Phoenix. And know these two things. And also, I believe you will understand why you see the serpent or the dragon everywhere. Today you will get to understand this. Ebusuya, remember how we plan to conclude our profiling of the identities behind the archons and unearthing their names and where they operate. And why my favorite is Eroi. Your ancestors, no munim tie. And your name so necessarily they are samabraye. Because it would never make sense for a God to create people and place them at a place and bring them his words later. It is change of names that got us confused. Now, I apologize for last week. I couldn't bring you an episode. I was well. People were worried. People were texting the office if I am always okay. Trust me. Say me yam starting too. Me baby starting yam ya. Wanna make a first. And sana what will baby I didn't hear. You are my family. You need to know everything that is happening to me. I was just not around. And I apologize. I wish I can buy every one of you chocolate for not giving you, but how am I going to do that? So you just have to forgive me because you love me enough. And this is what we are going to do. I actually wanted to end there, but I realized that it's something nobody has actually profiled anywhere. So I decided to finish it and tie the knot for the children unborn and the young ones that are coming. Like I always say in my editorials, as dramatic as these theories may sound, their purpose is not for you to idolize them. Be educated about what energy is operating your mindset and biology at any given time. So what bofo way, what busum way, a dimbi awobete from Yahweh to Muhammad to Allah. When you hear these things, please, they are not there as dramatic. They are not there for you to idolize them. But their energies are then ubehu adia operating your mindset and your biology at any given time. So we'll flip it ako or left hemisphere. So we'll flip it ako or right hemisphere. You should know the energy that is operating through you. This is very, very important. In our series on the 7 planetary archons, we spoke at length about the many planetary powers and their influence on humanity. It is a one shot. I said the episode no. One shot no. Just Google 7 planetary archons on our platform, and you will get to understand what I'm saying. The more I do these editorials, the more I realize that we need to do more, because the strength of world systems and religion has a deeper influence on us than we normally assume. Influencer area system no ewo wo yeso. Any influencer religion no wo yeso no arapi yen. So ye doing say ye be on rapia enye nnene ochina. All we need to do is to make sure that we raise frequencies so we can just penetrate. Because how long can you unwrap? You don't even believe when you unwrap one, the second one you will see, you will not even believe. And the one that is even unwrapping those negativity for you, you will slap the person. So the best thing to do is to raise the frequency so it can penetrate so easily. So this is what we need to do. So you will keep sleeping in between the episode. Please push and keep watching till you get to the end, so that anything you are downloading in the episode, you download it yourself. Because you need to connect, you need to grow, you need to tap into your own higher self without anybody guiding you. Listen, that is why the setup is so in place that you will be balanced. Nothing will show you negative pictures, or nothing will throw you into your generational path. TNA. You have your path, and you have a part of where your mother placed you or your father placed you, because when you were coming into this world, you were not coming here as Fanti, you were not coming here as Ewe, you were not coming here as a Christian, you were not coming here as a Muslim, you were not coming here as a Northerner, you were not coming here as a black man, or you were coming here as a full energy. It is your mother and your father that made you a Fanti or a Northerner. So, if anybody should guide you into anything, that is one part. You call that one generational part. And if you want to be in your own path, that is what you have to find. And that is what this platform is guiding you, consciously or unconsciously. So those who were complaining that that thing is happening to you, but you people feel you were sick or lazy, you were not. When the Grand Phoenix touch base with you, what it does is it holds your spirit up and pins your bodies down. Why? Because it just connects and activates a particular memory you have lost. That is what we are treating today in actual fact. Today's concluding editorial took me into further thinking about how the few ritual drunk, awkward individuals control the world. So they make things that is within you looks like something you should look or depend on anybody for. We don't do that here. The reason why they do all they do, whether good or bad, they will go at any length, no matter how dramatic they look like, no matter what they invoke, no matter what they show you, no matter the images. I want you to know that you are not, as a divine being, supposed to idolize them. But you have to educate yourself. and know which one operates within your territories or your system at any given time. This is what I want us to understand. So, I have decided to explore the final archon by opening another chapter in the Bible that addresses this, which I will term as synagogue of Satan. They didn't like that episode at all, but it's still fine. We are going to record all these things down for some people who might need it, because it is very, very, very important. And I have said that when names change, you don't get lost. You get lost when you lose your memory. That is why you are experiencing the Grand Phoenix today. Listen, who or what is the final identity of the last archon? Who is that? And what connection does it have to the work of world control and human mind manipulation? Who is that archon? How does it work and how does it operate? And were we as black people aware of this energy, or we are now knowing it? These are questions some people ask. How did these Western people go through to us like this? When you experience an insider, no matter how strong your security is, when you experience a bad insider, there is a possibility that even an ant can collapse your system, no matter how powerful, no matter how strong they look like. So, Bisa who say, a dear archon, no, and I'm making your ancestors had their system. That is why I would tell me and say, you're evil, just to break it down. No, but in actual fact, until somebody gets an insider, it will be difficult for them to break your system down. So who was the insider that was used against Africans? When you understand these things, that is when you will know that in behavior, no, this is the reason. And when you see them behaving in a way, you will not be perturbed, because there are insiders who also have their children, just like the goons. They also have their children among us. Today, I want us to break down these things so you are able to know, one, the platform, two, you are able to know who you are experiencing as a Grand Phoenix. Then you are able to understand your own self. Then you are able to connect with the platform very well. We are not doing what anybody is doing. We are doing what is needful and what you need, that you can use your own hands and your own energy to restore yourself. Spiritual. My name is always Maame Grace, but today I am in my full energy as the Grand Phoenix. And today you are going to understand why I am called the Grand Phoenix. Please start getting your children to receive these sort of messages, because as it stands now, our fathers and the grown generation cannot be purged of dogmatism. So the focus should be on the children. So if you are privileged and you are connecting with this platform, especially those who are actually flipping and glitching during the episodes, those who are able to knock their body off, those who are able to raise, those who are able to elevate their higher self during the episode. And this is why people meditate. They meditate so they can flip. You are watching an episode and you are flipping in between. You go off and on, you download, you come back to watch, you flip off, you download. It is the greatest thing ever that can ever happen to you. So take the platform very seriously. Find your book, put your water by your side. If you are those who are flipping in the episodes, please take it very, very seriously. Because if you are not actually a bloodline, it will be difficult for you to connect. I know what I'm doing. And there is a reason why you see all sort of things on the platform, just to help the memory you have actually lost. This is what we are going to talk about today. Make sure the children, kakra unyano, share with the children. The other day, I saw some John be saying that religion was here in Africa before the white came. Congratulations for your gullibility, but carry it away. For example, The reason why make us a mufama mofra na nunie, when the argument of our leaders does not believe in our systems and goes abroad for medical care and even take their children for education abroad, the attempt to use this to explain how bad Africa is can be attributed to the fact that these leaders do so not because there are no good schools in Africa or people don't die abroad. These decisions now, it is not because there are no great doctors here. We have great doctors here in Africa, especially Ghana. It's not that we don't have schools. The schools now are in a so system nearby. Into other na ya pese ya de ma ekoho. Enye because bibi papa ni ha gidi aye ni ewo yehu mu. Ai Elon Musk eka asem bi. O say okurase ni a owo Africa o share kura bi ase na somdua owo no ebru obi ote America Beverly Hill. Elon Musk nekaye, an African will never admit or believe this. Because of you say hwinia enye so ohun hwe wa ha o. Ohun se yen ye wa ha ye spend sika. We buy bigger things. Ye de cash na to ade enye mortgage na enye credit. Ni ye de to ade, but on jin tum say we are bigger than them, we have better place than them. Elon Musk na eka say. Inti ya mpanimfo no Omu kwa brochire mko hospital because of yinio. Adie bi edo mutrim. They do that because they have that same mental slavery mentality that Obroni is God. And everything Obroni does is next to God. We don't believe in ourselves. We believe in them. We are not truthful to ourselves. We are truthful to them. Because we are liars. We see everybody that is talking to us as a liar. Because in actual fact, iron sharpness iron. Untumi infa mortar. Enfa nchipi. Ye steam ni ye di chipi. Ye the mortar the chi iron. Enumpo you can separate them. This is what we don't have. Yenje ya hundi. Inti ye beda ne yaji di obi ka edi. Unjindi. Di ebe ye biya obroni. Eni di ne ye papa. Because adentia, they are truthful to themselves. Inti nyese obroni wu abrochire nti so bi jare ne ye de kwa abrochire a owu. And truthfully, if you compare our education with abrofona, you realize that we do better. Last week na make us say enkrofo say yenko yekrom say ye jai school na ye ko wo mo ho nimpo a they will close their schools down. One person called me. And o ka kire me say asam na me kan na ye serious. Na me ye den na me nya those information na me say no dey mean to me nchire. O say sister, schools ni bebre wa America ni UK now they are merging because the locals now and I say foreign students no omo mba biom. Enti no school ninti enti mi operate e bi close down e bi so merge enti no their kind was so true. We make things happen. Ye all the bigger stuff no. But as at how wa ya dwene no ntumi ngin tum no economy na me problem no wo. Enti ye mpanimfo ne nko because education near because ye feel say free ho na ba ye nko ade a ene ye na eye papa. Ye problem kese a ye wo na ye mpanimfo no mpo wo saa adwene wei e wo mutirimu a yenya ye didi ekire no yen eden ne ye bedwen and esan no kura yen kan kire yenya ye hunti because entro wo mutirimu a the American kire wo no de wo mu na wo de be processing. So what you say your problem ni it is not an issue of superficial feelings. It is a deep subconscious process shaping the psychological patterns of our people. This is where we stand. When we say won't Iran American to kwani biom. So when you ayam. Omo de na no mo to messages. Ni say na mo you use social media. No when you omo de ayam. Say mo nkan wo biom. Say antokwa na kosi say is it done? Is it gone? Yare na omo say e ba na say mo nkan wo biom. Mo yi mo adwen afi so. Is it done? Is it gone? What is happening? Bibisam. What is actually happening to you, Africans? That insider, those insiders, they are really working hard. And maybe someone, you need time to waste on these things. You remember I told you, When Epstein file started, now me catch you say, forget about those bigger names they are mentioning. I told you people, do you remember? Because it is what? A distraction. When this war started, I told African leaders, I told all the presidents to mind their business. Because omo keka funi, omo keka madam pan, edi ende muhui. Omo ntoko na omo ku yeni nyina. When they started shouting yare, what did I tell you? Now, omo organizing football in the midst of Ntokano. And now look at what Africa is doing. Africa is by a white man is sitting in your land, ruling you. Over 70% of white are ruling South Africa. And you people are okay with it. And your own brother is squatting behind you or beside you. And it is a problem for you. Now you see how scattered we are. We've left our woes to eat us up instead of focusing on ourselves. All the enlightenment, awakening, shouting, you see the distraction they are giving us now. But I tell you this with every confidence, Africa will be great again. I'm telling you this. And Ghana, say yes, Anka Ghana, America, Ghana. The whole Africa, there is no place like Ghana. I'm saying this with confidence as a sky watcher. Nami hu papa mahama na okasa. Osi o the helicopter na ehwe no hu say ensuo no yesisi dan e na ye dey block. So as a sky watcher, that's how I look at places. And I'm telling you this, that say yesi obi entena ni kuromu pa anka ye kind of wiase a ye be wo no e be buru ba bia so. But nipa na etimu no sebe behave te sebio emmoa no enu na ye problem no ene ehunehuna na omode ahye yemu no me say papa mahama me follow no and I make sure every statement o make it, not because I'm a politician, I'm not, but I read frequencies na me hu wish na sebe bo Africa na me di echi na me titim na me bi sasa papa ada usuro hwan una aye president no osofo obi enso nchen o ohini bi enso nchen according to your constitution. E dey na usuro se wo ka kire na nanom se omutonton waterlock. Now say nananom mesremu o na enya nananom wemu nananom de ehia na na bia ye nana papa. Se hono ntumi kai afre me meka ama papa nananom na mo wa abrochire no omuton pa me na mka me kire enti wo koka no wi aha na obebo papa me bo mpa ya ma wo me say awrade hu mo bo awrade ko a wugidi no. You see, we are in a state, we are in a condition, we are in a situation when you cannot be truthful. Even when you want to be truthful, you have to massage it. If not, this inside there's no mutual system, so you are call them the evil gatekeepers or the synagogue of Satan, see? Way, they will take you out. Until you have to pamper it. That is what we don't have time anymore. You see, awakening, Africa. Now you see what they've done to us. Africa is beating Africa. Ebe pai. Na se fie ni efie fo ko anyo ho na ba be fa akọ. Mahu ni ete hu. Mo tro no borofo ma omo ntitwi no. So this is what we have in our minds. Enye se obroni enyare obroni wu no ho de bibia ye da bi. You are praying to Obroni as your God, and your Savior have deep faith in Obroni. Your religious figure to heal you and keep your children safe. Obroni, inti subconsciously. O yare na nyo Obroni no show, nyo Obroni edura, nyo Obroni eduane a na chese wonye. Recently, I bought mango. The only thing aka utumi dia utumi hu se bia we ye natural no ye natural mangoes no nti eno na ye amema omo peke eto mame na ye nya bi so me suma ye no omo koto mango bi bra mi omo de mango de ba omo to 4 omo de ba ye no e na me di si ho omo de ba na abre o na abre unim se mango na si ho for a whole week. I intentionally left it there to see, because the way ana e ho shine na aye fom no na pa bi ka ho. I decided to monitor it. One thing I do. Enti me ma mango no esi ho. Enya 4 days no. Mango enye say na mango pro ename. Enti imagine say we di ade we yakọ yem a. E den na be ye wo yem. There is nothing good out there than what we have here. But eniba ni ye de hwe. Send ye measure no. Tan. Enti yes ye leaders ni efili se bibia wa brochiro da bi ogina brochiro twa picture na yefe me die me fia brochiro na me ba ya asema me ke minim se bibu befu bibia ye wo wa ha bia ye papa kodwom na me ta Samuel no me foreign one because no na e shine continue me die me si die esi bia so obi enko dukurum na ya de papa magana fo so they will know that they live in heavens. There is no heaven than Ghana. Me na make actual. But all the opa di umpa menjindi. And the level of strong belief and attachment to Obroni religious figures is no child's play. That is what I will never disturb my head over the church. I will just ask questions. Uni minyansa on how ho wa sorry no. Questions you to me bisa. That is why I will not bother me anytime. Our young people are gradually waking up, and I'm so happy. But the older generation is deeply stagged in that imperial religious mind trap. Enti obi beka asem kura just say you have to be obedient, you have to be respectful. Say we are God fearing. Enti no kura na untumi bisa asem na wo ho popo. Inti na focus ni nyina esese konkola ne so no because it's very hard to plant a precious seed in a damaged soil. But yen to me so ntena wasa we have to do something so that we can yebetimi afeshi ebinumo out. This is why I tell the pastors they should continue insulting me. The real soldiers are coming. I'm telling you 5 years to come, you watch out. That is why anytime they have to decide important things in their lives, they either give that to Obroni or bow to them. She, adie bia wo de be hye wa adwene mu no ebeye na me say religion wo damage Africans so much that asema me be kan omo nimpe no mbaje editie asem bi wo ho e ya ameka ebe take you time ansa what asem mfa nche me se wuntu kwan da wa adwene yesronko se watu kwan da wa adwene soso yesronko se dia wo hwe niama yesronko na uwure niama mu na wo explore ewiase na wo nye static at one place a ehodom no bi kan asem a wo to obo because enye ne awugina me pe na wo dey decisions into for you to understand me you should be somebody a wa explore wiase na wasua ade akọ anim enye say I will look like ontiase. And I don't want you to understand me by force. There is this thing I told my child. Me say, masters na wo kwa akoye no. Wo kwa fa China ni ana say India ni adamfo. Because I'm telling you, they are naturally intelligent. They are born intelligent. So wo kwa form adamfo. Why? Because Africans are not born intelligent. Every soul is born intelligent with frequency. But because ahano ya yet trapped na ya yet static in religion tino na ya yet adwene wu inti ebi before sebe asema mi ke wo de esa unju ntuma Google scientists the 10 top scientists in the world 10 top doctors in the world wo de Google anything top na hwesa anya China ni a eye India ni we ya mi ke omunti ase da and your religion limiting your vibration in your frequency. Because I dear says about Franny Tenny cry. Ne mammy say men tenny. Na dear no 110 ya we den utie. Say yan start here, we will never finish. Na say ya appreciate you be what's wa yen drew what that. And we in Africa grand no ho. Obi adusro wa ye be se ne poto yen de obi a waye bibia kosoro bia e de bronsam na de ye nti ba bia yete no ye betena ha saa ye ni ba bia ye ko you go and bow down to Obroni nti ekurom ha no hwe me na America no men ye wadwen se ni ye nya intelligent ba bia yete no religion na pollutu kronim me se wa hu asofo we nu mo mo nenam krom ha no 80%. Minima sama meka chom won say nsuo na e flood na e fire won sosofo bi akape obi aka na no atum South Africa fo ya mahama kofo omo ba ye na me expect say mehu sasofo ni bi Anka Maame di omo bedu ye na omo we na nkosofo bi so akotua hospital no ye screening omo nyina health ward na papa Maame ade na ade nkrofo no ba wan chicha so no wan chicha obi ade ankomo omo so omo set omo up ka ade omo ba ye na no wa chicha ukọ asoro wo impress before no wa from omo be for omo nipa nko no omo for offering ni bi mo omo we di osofo obi aka na no ato me say nko bi hye prophecy say omo kye no ensuo na efa ye na nka boronu bi asori bi ate so bi ya no. We are mad, mentally unstable. Enti ekromu ano obi a obe explore, obi obe kosuru biya no, o tu kwan ansa na wa shine. Because ekromu ane de ye the religion akata yenim ni adane monsters. And that's why I call them synagogue of Satan. And you cannot talk about this because I say we slow. Whether we like it or not, the image of the Abrofu Jesus and other religious figures sit deep inside our subconscious. Intimini broni nye pepepeda because of the way I yejene. But can we at least learn? Can we learn? Because the omusia ye kwa brotire kofo omu dan ni ade ne yenso ya besi ne boom ewa hanom no mo asimfiamfia no mo tim ade ne yentumi ensua omu suban ne omu behaviors. God say ya e bet say poto ye nim say ye manage ade nothing enum dwana e den na esi yeso nso ye ne ye claim say yeso yesu bole yebo nipa bonesem ene ye die e man kronkro bi akwa ababusua to your spiritual educational platform, the number 1 on the continent. The day you realize this, and we are coming straight to you from our state of the art news studio at Celebrity Estate in Tema. We set the pace for you to copy. Changing TV stations ni na mo start some programs papa enye sa ade ye ba o e basa kakai. My people want TV station. Mo say yen konkrofo ni TV station so ye kwa ombe pam ye yu ntumo ye nya ye de me say ye mbegina enye lalasu line crazy fans. We are not beggars, but if you want to be partner you can contact us. Na ye di bibia begu for mama no wa ye bremu TV station na and depressive. We don't have time for gossips. We want to create impact, change, liberation, consciousness, and no ye deba. Nti mo na mo start say mo copy. The biggest ultramodern studio in Ghana. Opa ji tu, umpa nji tu. No kura ye baako. Afa ni ye be start you. This is spiritual hour. I believe to you. I send you love. 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 I send you joy. I send you strength. I send you strength. I send you wealth. I send you strength. I send you wealth. I send you that help. I send you that shoulder. Wipe away your tears. I send you light, pure light. I send you energies. I send you love. I send you love. I believe you. I do not belittle you. I believe you. I do not belittle you. I believe you. I do not belittle you. I wish you a nature day. It's another episode. Today you are experiencing the Grand Phoenix. You are going to know the purpose of this platform. I have told you, or I have said a lot from the beginning. Today we are talking about the tales of the Grand Phoenix. We have phoenix, we have dragon, but today we are talking about the tales of the Grand Phoenix. You need to understand why I am called the Grand Phoenix. Call me the goddess of Akabulan. They speak through me, they smell through me, and they drop every particle of information through me to us. I welcome us to another episode of Spiritual Hour. Call me anything you love, anything you like, anything that gives you joy. Call me. I respond to it. We are talking about tales of the Grand Phoenix, and we are looking at Sabateos, the 7th archon, and I'm connecting this to something for you. The last instance I encountered this name was in the Apocrypha, specifically, in the first Esdras, chapter 9, obetumi aka 9 and 14, verse 14, chapter 9 verse 14, said where it refers to a Levite who was investigating foreign wives. This individual is associated with Shabbatai, a figure also mentioned in Ezra chapter 10 verse 15, which provides context for the historical and biblical significance of the name. So, men are confused. Medical quote First Ezra chapter 9 verse 14 from apocryphal books numu. Makoti eno amamu. Ena mababe quote Bible. So Ezra chapter 10 verse 15. I want you to compare the names. This is what will give you a clear understanding. You need clarity, so you are able to make decisions. This particular archangel has a conflicting cosmological background. Some scholars believe it rules Mercury, while Gnostics associate it with Saturn. So Mercury and Saturn, what's the difference? We should look into all these things. I'm intentionally leaving spaces for you so you don't just watch and go and sit down. You have work to do. So get a book from now onwards. His face is described as a flaming fire. Mostly they attribute this to the God of the church. Yeah. He is the energy that governs thought. He governs communication. He governs all mental activities. So this should tell you the kind of strength that this energy carries. Then if I should understand, I would say he is the strongest and the most dangerous one. Where do you see him play the most? Because adi e control adwene. Ne control kasa. Na nanim so te se ojasrama. Na e control movement ni bibia wo ye ehi fa na hu saa de we wo pa ana ehi na hu saa tumi we ana ehi na hu saa obofo yi ana saa hoodin we e wo pa ehi na hu wo. Because in actual fact up till now ye nim se Nyankopon ye oba na oye bema a battle between us, and this is where all the action takes place. The mind, reality, and the physicality as we know it are from the mind. Medical can we actually that. Said the awudenu and then they shape you reality. We've done this episode. It's on this same platform. So you can say that he controls Onipa. Share and break this code down. Decode this scripture that said that Onyankopon bo nipa se ne so ene ne se so tie. Se sie ya meti we. Sa mefa wa ade a mede be hye wutiri mu bia metumi asesa wo aye wo te se me mabɔ wo se me se so no. Pese wo te ase. Tie, ye wo kwan bebra ye foso bo nipa. Iti se ye ka se Bible kan se ye mbo nipa se me so ne me se so a ye boben. E ye obi a wasese obi adwene. No wa be ye te so no because ye nananom no mu nimwe nti no omo ka omo se onyonko bone no se nyonko pa. And I'm more de mobro focus. Show me your friend and I will tell you your character. Simply means onipa betimi abo asesa wo se de o mam no papa bo. Enti question ni nie. Sa Bible say Onyankopon bo onipa se ne so ne se so is it that he change your mentality, the way you think, and no change wusu ana. Onyankopon bi asesa Africa for abo mu nipa foforo bi ana. We your question am peso ankrankro bi aye den adwe ho. The God or a person who controls the mind and how thought is generated controls reality and all physicality. Enti sa wunya ate se yesi Onyankopon bi bo nipa se ne so ne se so think deep, because a God or a person who controls the mind and how thought is generated controls the reality. Obesisa unipa nyina se wu se Africa fo asesa bedru level bi ampa nukure ni nyame bi abo mo foforo enu ti no mo betena wie yim no mo di jalabi akekere omuti okokon mu se omubu afu. He is the seventh archon who resides in the seventh heaven, because religion holds that God lives in the seventh realm or the seventh heaven. Sabbateus is a highly influential among religious beings and all people on earth. When we ask you people questions, you should do yourself good and answer for your people. Some of us are just asking for clarity. O Christo ni bi anim so obekọ heaven. Wo bisa ne say heaven be important na wo because there is third heaven, there is first heaven, there is second heaven, third and seven, the heavens. Which one are you going? And where is that heaven? They are not actually able to tell. So I ask again, the seventh heaven is where this Sabbateus has a stronger influence. And this is where Christians believe they are going. It's so funny that a Christian and a Muslim believe they are serving one God. And these people are going to different heavens with a different method. Omo ayedio ayo mbefa omuturu matete ho. Omo hia torchlight wo omo maso omo de behwe kwan so. Omo a omo di chain, omo bone besa omo chain so. Aten omo echi no omo di ewura omo koko na ba front. So much chaos. So we ask you, where exactly are you people going? You remember when we did the editorial on androgynous entities, Sabbateus is an androgynous archon, meaning it is genderless or identify as both genders, which explains the force behind the world in terms of sexuality and gender. Listen, say eya na ye kan nsem bia na mama yesusu e na me ka no say wan be hye honam imu a wunim say wo ye honam ana wo ye oba ana obaema sunsum na ati mu. Can you tell whether it is oba ana obaema? This is where the gay people are also deducing from that. I feel I am a man trapped in a woman body. I personally like wearing a mema niyama. Even my fragrances, if we show video one corner, we will say we use more of mema fragrances, more than I like strong, way. Don't go and say I said I'm a man. Come a bodia. My renting microphone be no a bodia. I mean yentia. When almost did you see free ho? Say they feel they are women trapped in a man's body. I feel I am a man trapped in a woman's body. In a simply put, it means that until you get this physical jacket, you cannot tell whether you are a man or a woman. And then I'm a catcher was just, oh, I'm in a year of Fantini, oh, I'm in a year of Christoni, oh, I'm in a year of Cremo, oh, I'm in a year of Sebeteni. Facheme. In esoteric, understanding his role as an androgynous spirit allows him to operate across multiple realms and dimensions. It simply means when it comes to realms, even Tajeta realms, he can go and rule there. According to mysteries, Tajeta realm, no say, spirits na wo hono ye man ko a nti say if Sabbateus or this androgynous entity no or need or ye genderless there net so to me rule baby just like asasi so ayete so be your ba so ye bema ye refer God to no enu nti no say man he is not able to tell where and now wait till he brought Adam and Eve. The confusion about this is that we say what boni pastor was so and it will say so. Say enka enyese or go beyond this physical body. Ayenti ase na oka about energy. Anka oboni person ne so ne se so de a wabon ba na wabon be man ti de yin na ye ne so ne se so. It is simply talking about energy. The energy living in this jacket. That statement goes beyond this. So say yesi nyankopon aboni pa stop attacking or stop measuring it with this physical body. It's simply talking about the energy and the frequency dwelling inside of you. That is why say osesa wadenya na wasesa wabo se ne so and then it says because you think the way he thinks or she thinks, you will do things the way or ma wo dwen kasa eye niama that way. Ono ope onyonko papa bi ano nyonko boni bi asa nyonko pa bi. So ye kan nyame a waboni pa se ne so ne se so a it goes beyond this. Enye sa anka wabon ba ne mema de he na ye ne so ne se so no. It is talking about the energy and the frequency, not the jacket. Get this and no peace. For way to trim, that's a mystery I just released for you. In esoteric understanding, and I make an to me operating with multiple realms and dimensions because you're androgynous or you're limited. For example, certain scholars believe it manifested as the Mona Lisa art in the physical world. That is why when you take a critical look at Mama War France and the Mbutu Miakoshe, it is easy. Wo hwe ni din abon se dane oba na dane obema edane oba na dane obema and this same thing you will see that in Jesus. That is the reason why Jesus looks pretty and has a longer hair. This is what they are trying to communicate, that God is androgynous. But in the seventh heaven, it has the face of a flaming fire. Get this understanding. Now, let's look at the dragon versus the phoenix. Mama, what one thing I say, you don't need to get confused. Me pese mema wote sa ade na say. Na mema hu djuma obedi ye. Na fe mehu mama wahu dia e hold you. Na fe mama wahu ni esesa wo pursue and now wo activate it in your system. Now, today I will explain why I am called the grand phoenix. There are other phoenix. There are other phoenix entities. I am the grand phoenix. Know the difference for me. It will do you a lot of good. But I am the grand one. Let me break this one down so that people will not get confused. In the order of the androgynous dynasty of spirits, masters of enlightenment relate Sabbatarians to two animal characteristics. That's the last archon. Why these animals? Adentino wanyo mo abua bia wanyo mo dwan wanyo mo prako or these two animals are now relating with these two animals. Adentia makachro ade Sabbatarians baby odina or seventh heavens and a matro baby are operating the subconscious mind. Inti adentina emwa we no de ne ho betoto. The first is the dragon and the second is the phoenix. To explain this, I want to tell you a short story. It can be big kakrebi achiro. Machiro say we have the phoenix and we have the grand phoenix. That's what I say. You can decode whatever and know this platform. In fact, if you want to know me, I think today you will know me from a particular part. Whether you hate me or not, you can't change who I am. That one there is your wahala. In an ancient mystics school, a seeker asked a master about the order and system of the world and why there is so much suffering and pain. Beside, I don't know say a do. Ne ye pese ye bam. So biara pe kwan bi so abasasi so abewiase abe experience and the so na wa no matter your wealth, no matter sika what, there is that pain you are suffering. Now so biara pese oba adentia. The seeker's question to the mystic master is whether there once was a perfect dimension before the archons captured it. Kosube bisa. Ewiase no na wo baabi e wo na asomdwe wo ho amane ni ohawo ya ye namu saa na na ete ana aso se bibi asesa se de mebisa wa hyase no se de ye de ye nihu emre keke a ye de ye nihu mpo ye nananom na omunya ages ansa na omu eni se de ye nkwaso atete nei ye mre ne na asesa ana den na ekoso. What was that ancient world like? This is the seeker asking. And what happened? This is a seeker asking these strong questions. The master replied that the seeker was asking about events that occurred before the advent of time and language. So if this is the answer of the master, then it means there was no language and there was no advent. So what was there? What brought about language? You and I know that we were talking telepathically just like animals. Se wunima na wunim wa wanyi kakra no hwe se dia first na wona ono okasa obetia wumpo a na ya asem so wo afuo mu mpo na omo frɛ wa ye mbo wudi mfrɛw na omo beye hu na omo frɛw na wokɔ nzema ne wasa area ho no omo ye kole. Let us move. No move wudi enkasa na kasampo endoso bebrebe sei. Wo pesa wo kire say sabio emwa na muti ho no mo nkasa no. Omo nim de omo ya na. Kasa ena gi wutumi e de firi wo nsam. Enu nti na emwa nkasa omutumi kita omo pepepe. Omo ntua mframa omo home. Omo ntua asase omo teso. Wo nipa a wo so wo de wo ho. Wo de wutua we nyina. This is one of the greatest change that has ever happened, good or bad. I ask again, emre na na ye womu dada no eno ane ye da so womu ana sa mre na ayede asesa We a question. I wanted to keep this story just for children because then I'm a kind of precious seed as I say, but a lot are repairing. So we keep pushing things into their heads. So that one day I could start teaching young children about the spiritual mysteries of this world. And he said, what the platform way? I bet to be and one can say, hey, a spiritual platform. Please add the mysteries to it. Because we don't just talk about spirituality. We reveal mysteries to you, a lot of them. So when you check social media, everybody is feeding on this platform. Those who are picking topics here, the keywords, using it, they are just not truthful. And in Africa, baby, we don't want to give credit. You super or ye nim. You super so yeah, ma credit in that. Yeah, you be and until you take from baby, that's what I know. And Tina me person can me keep you away. Na my yama mofra. Because they will know the value and with love they are able to push. But the work and identity of an androgynous spirit like Sabbateus demand that I share part of it, not all. So, I will continue. According to the master, there once was a world where time did not exist. So, there are people who have incarnated or reincarnated from that civilization. Omo na maame ye teacher, ne papa ye lawyer. Ya boni date of birth, pepe de ato, but oko check here and fada na bon chain. And yes, ne papa bon. Those people, we will do this one day. There is no yesterday or tomorrow, or 12 p.m. or 6 a.m. Monday, Tuesday, and all other days do not exist. This, they've made it a code. In the Bible, say men dream the ochana ubedi no ochana na bedream because there was nothing like that. Inti no obi didi a ochana na nkasa mpo ni ho na nipa na kodwene ho. Inti the oye ne na no oye inti they were living in actual fact. Are we living in different days? What did you do on Monday that you didn't do? You bathed, you ate. Who did you? The same thing that you keep repeating. What makes you feel we have days? And no another mystery we can reveal. Like I said, baby, ya rapi and ya bedunumpono. When you are telling people what is there, now ye problem. This is common sense. So what the mirror show when you man will reflect it. Say a riano at the former and a reflector was Roma. Sanka riano dasra. I didn't think the more you go higher, no, not the colder it becomes. People don't think. We don't want to do any of these things because we feel, especially blacks, they've made us to understand that you cannot understand the cosmic. If you don't start, how do you get somewhere and how do you even finish? And if you don't start, how do you even free yourself? There is no yesterday. Months, years, and centuries in calculation do not exist. There was no system of civilization of any kind. Like the omo yenana, they keep repeating it. No kings, no dimensions, no limit, no space. The world only existed. We ebeye ding. Ama titiri ni obibini. So obeti adie we yase. Osbebe obibini adwen yase sankoduru ne wa. Ti e ha no ye be taking one day, ye breaking it down. The kind of man living in this world can be described only as a God man. Sambreno. And many religious scholars describe this event as a period when the human body was composed of plasma-like material, allowing us to operate in an astral-like space. I'm telling you that to understand this, may catch us to even understand 100 years ago of Ghana, you will never believe it. And up till now, even the Giza Plateau, we don't want to understand or admit. We can't even tell how it was made. Because enyamani bebere futu afra na ntiase na kwa echire. Enti wei uye denka wei chire obibini. Ema ne tiase titiri obibini. That time, you don't have to shout for things to happen. Daddy, you just use your eyes. The energy. Ne niyame nyina ayeden asesa. Samren. Ewo hifa. Sesi e ukasa asem obi beka tro se na wo yare kra. because ye di ni na measure nyama ene ye honam. Perhaps this is the remnant of what we see and experience in our dreams, and of what we experience when we astral project or let our minds wander to different places when the body is limited. Mo amode da wo mu we no. Uchi say wo show obi ma obibi na astral project. Naturally you can do this. Until when the platform no hwe na e put you in alignment na wo frequency na wa glitch. Na wa limited body no, then you project whilst watching beautiful dreams. According to the master, man in that space has no jealousy, hate or greed. So you get it to this level, all the greed will be parking, no be nyadianindi, no be waste sika, e woni am be sunu. Nentisa. Nana me katro na busia no, e komundi obi wo mo. Omo no aduane ombecha mo bia nya bi. Obi kunu wu a na ne brother na fa oba no ne nkwala no ti mofra ne mpo ni made e frɛ na janka na wakoduru orphanage. Sabio ka frache. Ye nim se we ye oboni wo fie ho. Because omo be wo na mo de abofra no e de ama. Ni nua na ni nua hwe no nti ne ye kyeche ya werɛ ho, e kyeche ye nigye. Nti na bibie ni ho. Ye jealousy. Till say nyamesom ba ye de abayisem ba ye. Ena empanimfo ene mmofra obi gi obi ani onyam na bibia beskata family ni nyina beskata. There was no love or race or emotions. It was a world far beyond what we experience now. Na bibia ni we bema what time Maame Grace for nothing. Mr. Mamba social media anka minim se me humpo beba asem da. Because me too emigri obi ahụ. Honestly, me ni adaje. The other day, Obi Bejina my office. I don't know why I'll copy. No, copy no come say your copy. Leave there. They should give you credit. That's why I'm saying people like you. Na mama Crawford didn't Crawford atamkwa. Or did you matter about catch them now? Get out. There are things I don't tolerate too. Oba can we catch them now? Sambre no. Ni nipa. Enye ni brimpo. Oni obimpo ho time. The body of man in that space has no idea what desires. Only what because competition. Competition. Man was limitless. Oh, onipa to be bibia. A truly free spirit who could access any space, dimension, and all. No nipa. Enye limited. Eba send you do this level. But suddenly, something happened. Then what was that? What brought about this is what the Grand Phoenix is here to expose. A burning flame that came from an external, unknown realm, never seen before, crashed into the space of man. I say, my episode be a makachra. Me say this year we guy ni energy, sa energy no. E pie free baby no na ni so tantan o hu hwe. Nti we pie fi baby na wabedu baby na eye ne say ono no wotumi chen bibia. In the land of the blind, Sebi, the man with one eye is their king. This is what this nigga did. This is what happened. Opie free baby. Ena obejina ho. Cutting a massive hole of flame that created the sun. I've done that episode as well. It's on the platform. That means there was no sun in that era. We've done this episode before. The student seeker asked the mystery teacher. No. The master replied. Student no be so. Until patcha say na wi ani ho. The master no say ai. E wi ani ho. The episode is on the platform. There was no sun or no light and darkness. The strength of parity and duality was non-existent then. So who brought this? Say na we are there. Who brought this? And don't say this is a lie. If this is a lie, then the Bible is a lie. Because according to the Bible, onyankopon no obo wiase, e no frɛ sum ma ne baaye, e no frɛ han e ma ne baaye, na esase no so ye sakasaka. That is what you say. So that is what the Bible also say. It is a master ne kasa na wie ni wona sum ni wona te say wiase wo ho. Na ye nyame bi na abebo wiase bi, afrɛfrɛ sɛ nneɛma yegum ana wo sɛ den. This is how you should decode the Bible. That is also an evidence I've given you. This is why till now, we can't tell who is God and who is Satan. Man has the full capacity of his mind and was living in the space of his mind. The master said, "Na ye ni limitations, say where ye bonny, where ye papa, where ye say, na where ye say, say me kasa, don't bring it to the level of the body or the jacket. I'm talking about the mind." He explained that we can't call it time, era, or space because these things did not exist. Into the order na pabai, let there be light and there was light, and he called day and he called sun. Even the language to describe anything doesn't exist. So how do you even know this? Into say yes, maybe edinenum kasa lebo we are say let us no de kasa so baye. Decode these things. Because we were talking telepathically. It was a world of a spirit man. Satan na nipa. Echo beyond this physicality. No nipa ye home. Can you say? Not reality. San baby na ye operate no. Na nye de ye di ye nihu. But the crash and the coming of the sun drove two main spirits into the world. And what are these? It is a saying that here they are. Then the coming of the sun, who? So if you tell me the Son of God, you are worshiping the Son of God. Listen, nobody has ever hidden anything from you. You refuse to decode. So your ignorance is what is actually eating you. Look at the evidences I have given you. They came in the form of dragon, the master of time and the space, and the phoenix. The burning face archangel responsible for the establishment of a new world by ending the old world. Into why I had no wire calculations because I don't have time to waste. These two animals are considered spiritual or mythical creatures under this theory, as the mystic master discusses. I want you to think deep about today's episode. These entities that took over and created the earth realm established the same effect in the bodies of every living creature on the planet. What does this mean in natural fact? Obi abesesa bibi, why na abesesa bibi? Wan kasa wo hwe Yesu ene ye ban from now hwe Yesu ni ye ban 55 years ago, 60 years ago me pa so hwa ye nipa. Ni awuhui. Sabe ka fra cha odi awuhui. Hwa ye se nipa. After the crash and the sun's arrival, the Son of God arrival, the earth experienced its first day and night. Because onyame na musu oba no bode awia. I say na awia say let there be light and there was light and he separated. That was when the world first experienced its first day and night. So when a particular book is telling you this world is 2,000 years, let's go back. It is the world that this energy created. And our documentary one. And everything in it shows that there was a world before this one was created. Inti se also want to say na wiase bi anywhere na he no te ansa no no be create we. Because if he created heaven and earth, not my pampamana. Question. The Phoenix established the powerful cosmic mind control that created all feelings and burning desires of existence. I've told you the Phoenix and the Grand Phoenix. I will explain. So this is what the Phoenix actually established. What was that? The powerful cosmic mind control that created all feelings and burning desires of existence. So, just as day and night began, hate and love began. Hunger and satisfaction began, and life and death also began. That is why I must say Enoch, or he was raptured. Now, over the years, yes. This is open knowledge. But you need to go through hunger. You need to go through alignment. You need to make sure that, mechanics is there for you to understand these things. Do you believe this? Don't believe the evidence in mama. According to religious fundamentalists, the stone that fell from the external realm dispersed across different geographical locations. And today, it is represented as a cube or the cube of Saturn. This is religious fundamentalist. Omu documentation. And I'm the man. You can use your phone. The opening allowed many entities and spirits to access the Earth planet, creating the first intergalactic organization, a council of the Elohim, whose goal is to prevent man from experiencing what he was like before the crash of the cube. We, and there were shortcomings. What should we pursue? Na bibi so abetoa wo fi a wasan aka wahye. Nti wahu ba bia yegina. Nti ewiase ben na wo say edi 2000 years no. Israwa we your question. Ewiase ben. We've accepted all these things and we are rather doubting the real thing that is dwelling inside of us. We love the cage, the curse, the chaos this thing has given to us, turning us into animals, turning us into slaves. This is what we are protecting. The phoenix is currently operating the sun's energy and ruling the planet Saturn because, according to many theories, the sun was actually a celestial body brought to earth from Saturn. Inti ewia no so ni die nie. Inti phoenix no e control ewia no. Means you become a phoenix and you can become a grand phoenix. What's the difference between the two? And when I say yetimi hwa wa hasese obroni anyway, me say obibini, what you are going through, nobody is responsible for your ignorance. No this and no peace. Because obroni ni mwe nyina odi bia hyehyehye movies mu ama Avengers and Transformers a movie a ewo ho. You can watch all these things and get bits and pieces out of it. Obroni ni mwe osua de ekọ nanim obibini se da. And 5 years abomebo. Abomebo. Ma 5 years abomebo. Nso ne nsuo de woko. E ba ne sen na woko akoye sala ama Nyankopon. Na Nyankopon no wan hwe se onu nti na wote kam no wanya accident. Does this even make sense? It was used first to create a celestial gateway into the souls of men and enslave them. And he said the word of God is sharper than two-edged sword that pierces into the soul. You need to understand. And secondly, to create a dynasty of rulers over the universe. And say no matter how you worship God, when you're servant of God, obey sheep of God. Nothing less, nothing more. Because that is the dynasty. The phoenix that came to program our minds is mimicking the actual phoenix that lives in the souls of men. What did I say? I said the phoenix that came to program our minds is mimicking the actual phoenix that lives in the souls of men. That is why I don't just call myself the phoenix, but the grand phoenix. The grand phoenix is that one that creates divinity in man. And Saturn phoenix is the power that oppresses man. I am not just the phoenix. I am the grand phoenix. So I am the one they push inside you is mimicking. That is why I am shouting. With all the bullets, with all the insults, you can see the investment is huge. But we don't look back because we know what we are about. What they are mimicking, I am here to unwrap it for you to connect to the original grand phoenix that dwells inside of your soul. This is why I call myself the grand phoenix. In fact, I had been breaking it down. Obi and get confused. I said, these icons actually have nothing. They copied the original and then they mimic it or they photocopy it. Or they copy and paste it, or you practice God. So the sand phoenix, or the ordinary phoenix, is the phoenix that sits and rules on the sun. Or mimicking the grand phoenix, or they enthrone the true memory. But he needs to look like the grand phoenix for you to accept it. And that is why up to now Africans, the Bible bro omo. Because a yadia said your omunim. I had to say abotokura ni okura kronkron. I had to say vulture, any eagle. They look the same, but one is a scavenger and the other one feeds from fresh blood. So you need to understand the phoenix that sits on Saturn. That is the deceiver. And you need to understand the grand phoenix that's sitting inside of you. I'm just here to resurrect what the phoenix or the phoenix that came from the sun or Saturn sitting on it. You get it? This is straightforward. This is why I call myself the grand phoenix. So, Maame Grace, you are the grand phoenix. So, yes, I am the memory of you being a divine being with no attachment to anything emotional or addictive. This is me. You get me? The other day, I made a statement that I have killed my emotions as a woman. People didn't understand. So you can deduce it from here. And by the coming of the cube of Saturn, the mind of man was taken away from the grand phoenix to focus on the fake phoenix. That is the phoenix that rules in Saturn. Medican explain it. So I'm not just the phoenix, I am the grand one. The mind you are using to analyze what I am saying now is the fake phoenix. That is where doubt is. Ruled by the chief archon called Sabataios, who is programming the entire reality from Saturn and Mercury. What are you saying? So when you hear phoenix and you hear grand phoenix, know the difference. So today you know what I am, what I represent, what I'm doing, what I actually put or disperse into your soul. And that's a unima mama wehu. And this is why I am not moved. And I am not scared of you. I know what you can do to me. I know. Yes. He is the burning desire in your heart that causes you to cry in church during worship. It is not me. It is the fake one. He is the deep emotional attachment that places you into a sense of belonging. So much that you want to harm for the love of religion. Because obi akasa tia Allah. Ube insulti obi because obi akasa tia Jesus ni who. Na heaven one kasa na sorry no crazy. One kasa mo because what you are doing is not here or there. Mo say Bible back so many explanations. It's not making sense. He is the God who sparks the flaming fire in your heart to last for everything physical. He surrounds you and places you in your lowest level of your consciousness. You see shame, you see panic, you are scared of anything. He's working through you. Because by focusing on the world, you are using your fake phoenix to replicate your action and reducing the power of the grand phoenix in you. And I'm here to activate that. And I will make sure you slip in and out of the episode just to activate your grand phoenix. This is why I am so sure that you can do anything and everything. You need the mechanics. Please learn for me. The episode, watch them 1. No, 2. Sleep. It's okay. Go through the glitches. Go through the flips. Allow your higher self to lower the body. My body you don't need to drink shishi to project. This is the real thing. Everything is set for you. As you watch, just align and you download. You get so many answers. My path is different from your path. I am the grand phoenix. You might be something else. I am the memory you need in that soul. You can be something else. So you see, I'm not throwing you into my path. That's why I don't have group. I don't have WhatsApp group. I'm not saying if you have, it's your problem. You know what you are doing. That's why I said, don't create a group for me. You got angry at me. I'm doing this and leave. Nobody is going to stop me. That's why I stand alone. All the product back. Say yenya advert wo na ebe take people attention. Go away with it. We won't beg you. Yede ye ho. Umfa wo wan cedi mba na umbehye yeso. Wo ba na so pe partnership na yede ye be ye nyina e de egu ho no mama. You want TV station, you get TV station. We won't go anywhere for us to be limited and be measured. Can we men can we saying we will do this. Trust me, we are going to do this big time. I don't know how, but I am the Grand Phoenix. And you are part of the memory. I know we will put parcel and parcel together, and these things will fall in place. We will liberate our continent. We will liberate our divinity. We will bring the memory back. And we will set the pace at peace again. This will happen. Take this as a prophecy. This is not a child's play. Enyagro. The American enyagro. If you have ever heard of the theory of how we go to school, get programmed, and become graduates, it is the power of the androgynous god of Sabateus. I have seen people explain why lawyers wear black robes, why graduates wear cubic hats during ceremonies, and why certain religious people wear a square as part of their hairgear. I know this. I have done this episode. Why our buildings have become square. Yay, blacks. Now you're round. Why that? They came to cage us. They cage us spiritually and cage us physically. And they brought a fake phoenix to mimic the Grand Phoenix. Now the Grand Phoenix is here. And we are preaching consciousness. And yes, started say ye take it off. Nah, ye go altitude no. And now Oma bringing all kinds of distraction. We are still here. Africa will be great again till we die. We keep pressing on. We keep pushing liberation. It will work. I can see it. No matter how bad they make us look, it's a shake-up, and we know. Look at what they did. Missiles. And they dear keke account. Yeah, two missiles. Yeah, queen na. Yeah, the insana. Konse ebinu mo pacho. Ofu ibi se nka ese me nka se South Africa for yenti yenkoku omo. Unu ya nya kora nya omoja. Ye bo na nhye wo yam. Di ye nyina ye njimi mbom sa. I am the bloodline. I am the true bloodline, and I am the world star number 8. I should kill my people. Then what's the sense of what I'm doing? You are entitled to your opinion. If you want to go and kill them, go ahead. I love my people. They are my family. They are my bloodline. So I speak peace into chaotic moment. That is what the Grand Phoenix does. So I am me. I can never turn into anything else. So you can ask yourself why all the dog cage is square. Your house is now square. Before your house used to be round. Ask yourself a question. That is the work of the great snake. Who keeps time? The dragon and the flame of desire. Use your phone to Google this. In biblical records, the priest breastplates were square because they were priests of the dragon god and the ruler of Satan. When I see people joking with the breastplate, I laugh. Set up salanko. Hey, who ye Levite? Who bet me a Levite? It is the Voltarians that have that little blood in them. Whoa, or ye ofifa. Or the breastplate abubono bo baso in that matter. I love enter markets. Let's leave that one. The priests are called Levites, not because of anything, because they are priests of the Leviathan order. And what is that? The great snake. Who is that? The dragon, the god of time, the ruler of Satan, and keeper of your emotions. This is the dragon. They are not able to tell you that this is it, but that's it. I know someone who say, but Maame Grace, are you saying the Levites are priests of Leviathan? And is she not a goddess? Obi bebisa we na first question na ebebe obi a owo soro honom adwem. So let me break this part down a little bit. That is precisely my theory. They are called Levites not because of Levi, abusuya, said the Bible canon, but because of the illusory priesthood of the temple of Leviathan, the snake goddess. Biblically, we know Leviathan lives in the ocean. I said this earlier. And Nufialaga will tell you that omu theory no. Omu say Maame water. Say Maame adani owo. And na ubekwa no akoto Maame water. The part a snake. This is what they are communicating. We can go deeper about this one day. But this is it. And these gods are androgynous. They can appear in various artworks, religions, systems, cultures, or scripts. in different forms of genders. Enti wo sha omo preaching maame water no omo wo different omo wo red, omo wo blue, omo wo this, omo wo different. We can call those who are into it no ma be explain it better for us our Revelations platform no so. And this is the reason why till now your God doesn't have agenda. Onye oba na onye be ma ye hu na wie, ye hu ne bobil na ye hu ma orokodo. Aye. An androgynous figure can appear in Jewish text as a Levite priest. That's what I say. In Gnostic text as an archon, and in mythology as Leviathan, a goddess. In Christianity, almost a Leviathan, you obey ma. A androgynous, it can appear as anything. That's what I say. What is the difference between Adiamake Mamao? Ma bombarded with 3 different texts. Mamao figures in Jewish text. Na mamao Gnostic text no so. And na mababe mao mythological text no so. Ye Leviathan. And na me break it so down mamao. It doesn't matter. They don't conform to human understanding because their role is not to be a male or female. That is energy. Muslim or Christian. Their role is to take over your original grand phoenix. This is the damage they cause. So I don't have a problem when a lot hate me. When your grand phoenix is dead, how do you connect with me? You don't even know me. But you will love me at the first time when you have a bit in you just to activate because you know what is sitting there, which is your subconscious mind. The subconscious mind in the soul is what I represent. I am that matches that is sparking every fire, no matter how little is left in you. So keep sleeping in between just find and book and then find water by your side. And if possible, when watching, sit on the floor and watch it. It helps a lot. Who's sitting on the floor now? The reason is that your root chakra is grounded on the floor. So it helps alignment and always easily. That is why anything serious. They don't care what Ewes call them or how Arabs refer to them. Bobozan, Aziza, dear Benyo. It doesn't matter. Allow the same thing. So stop pointing fingers. They settle in your mind. Whatever language you want to express them in, go ahead and do it. Believe in it and fight for it. Enti ensunu obi osum bosum, ensunu obi osum nyame, and ensunu obi osum kre, ensunu hu is the same thing you are doing. That is why I say spirituality is become cancerous. So we Buddha, so we why the fact that you are under a program, that is it. Nobody can say this. I just said me, I didn't hear because I'm the Grand Phoenix. Just take it. So it's so funny when you see people condemning others to our dream. Sabotage is the spirit that keeps you trapped in endless thinking, distracted by information. It creates busy activities in the mind. It is who share episode no na wo text na wo ye we na so Grand Phoenix na person o pagya ni mu a wo be da. So that ebe tumi apagya ni mu. We need to do this. We need to awake. Any joke. Aye. Your triggers is helping you yourself. Without me to wake, it must happen. Allow it. What you is so busy, which episode now test now is so better. It will knock you off. I'm happy that is happening to a lot. And never arriving at the stillness that is underneath all thought. What you name nantisa? Baby, omukaze na me meditate na ma dwene nantisa. Inti ye be put set in place. Into uche nyina na woko. I learned the new studio is rather suffering people the more. Almost sleeping in and out. I'm so happy it is working. You must knock off the body. Adwendwene free wo so na wura mu kakra. Sa wo wura mu kakra na ahoden a wo kofa na no ye de. In a world where information and communication never stop. Ebia wo bibia wo di echire na wada so do better da oda yiro ho na hwe to aso akopim so obewie. Where the mind never has a moment of silence, and when the mind has no moment of silence, debia you are in a chaotic mood. How do you activate your Grand Phoenix into bedara? Sabotage is very comfortable. So why you chaotic? Inti me ma unhwe me episode no na unye chaotic, me set in in place. You watch it and you knock off your body, you project a bit, you download, come back to the body, you knock off. So beautiful. Look for book, anything you see, write them down. You yourself, you figure out everything. That is why I said whatever resonates with you. But now you get into whatever resonates with you for clarity yourself without disturbances. You take sabotage off and you allow the grand finish to hit at the peak of your soul for that memory. You need it. Let it happen to you. The Gnostics discovered them. Chaos, but what they describe are forces that operate through time, desire, emotion, ego, conflict, false law, and mental noise, which are not Western problems. They are human problems. And they still be what the realm so nipa. The episode will knock you off. You need to get into yourself. It's so beautiful. When Africans, our ancestors, built systems of ritual practices to protect the soul, manage emotions, work with memory and ancestral connection, and keep the community in alignment, they were working against the same forces with their own systems. This is what your ancestor was doing. They may not have called them archons. They may not have used the name Yo, Sabalat, or Adanin, but they were dealing with the same energies. They have those keys. They have what to trap them. You will not get close to even the womb. Not to think of getting closer to the soul. Not to think of dealing with the grand finish sitting inside of them. They call these people evil. And up till now, look at us. The Gnostics put names to the cage for thousands of years. Yes. African spiritual systems have built keys to open it. And these are people we call primitive. I don't know what to tell you. The sicknesses you see, the things you see around, a hifa and a musania maybe wo. Paucho. Mibisao. The Gnostics gave us a map of who those forces are and what planetary sphere they operate from. This is what the Gnostic did. That is a useful map, yes, but not a final truth, but a useful map. This is what the Gnostic did. But your ancestor was having all the keys you can think of. But for now, I leave you with this one question. Because for Africans, I don't know what to tell them. Your ancestors were so intelligent and have keys to all these things and have mechanics for all these things. So they will tell you, don't marry this one. It is not because of hatred. It is because they understood creation. They know what you will create with these two people or this tribe. So don't marry here. They were thinking about the things or the people they were thinking about the generation, they were thinking about the bloodline. So don't go and mix the blood with this. You will create this. I leave you with this one question. If there were forces designed to keep you asleep through fear, through wanting, through thinking, through suffering, would you know you were asleep? Where a question I may be so. Mijama, share your thoughts with me in the comment section. And those who are asking about me say, please consider this a man you are going to create with. We don't create with love. We create man in our own image and likeness. So consider who you are going to create with. Because you will never create love. You will create your image and likeness. This is what you people call genetics. That you are not teaching the children in school. So that omushia will be checking genetics, no? And sana. Be very, 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 very careful. This is very, very important. Now when Nana was checking all these things at Christo by, or some worry will be boom because of dog and a brady in aso. You will never give birth to love. You give birth to what you are picking. Until we understand this and check the people we create with, we will create burdens and punishment upon ourselves. Your ancestor was managing everything. So they will create what will give them peace. That is why all the sicknesses we were seeing was not there like we see now. That is why now, 25, 40, we are gone. We can make this change. It is all about knowledge. I'm still waiting for my answers for the questions I left for you. The last question in actual fact. Ahana mdubis. Macro.